What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I want to look over Senseonics stock. We have been dealing with some recent red couple of days. Another day here that we're down like 10%. But I want to show you what's going on the chart, a pattern to watch out for. We also have earnings coming up, so we're going to touch on that and something that may really affect it, something that was only mentioned in a press release that I think is pretty major, and they will touch on it in their earnings call. So let's get into this video. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, it definitely helps me out, keeps me going. If you have any recommendations for some stocks for me to cover, let me know down below in the comments. I try to at the very least look over the stock. Consider checking out the links down below, get some free stocks on Webull. It definitely helps out my channel as well. Now let's look over SENS stock. And looking over Senseonics on the chart, we have had two recent consecutive very red days. We recently had a nice break over $1, and then it just started selling off after that. I'm personally watching for this ascending channel. If we do break it, we would also be breaking our 50 moving average, which is now trending up, likely due to this recent run up we've had. Remember that in April, this was in the 50-cent area, and despite feeling like there's a lot of pain in the last couple days, this is still up quite a bit from April. But unlike other stocks, it saw its bottom in April. There are a lot of other small caps out there that saw the bottom in the beginning of the year or at the end of last year and have been on uptrends ever since. But I do think if this trend can continue up, we are going to start seeing the 200 moving average push upwards. And when you see the 50 and the 200 moving average start actually trending upwards, that's a good sign. It indicates a golden cross may be possible. And these moving averages are definitely starting to close up on each other. So if we do continue to see an uptrend, we may see a golden cross soon. And this is when the 50 breaks above the 200. So I am definitely watching for that. But like I said, if we do break the support on this ascending channel, we may likely fall farther. Senseonics does have a history of playing out patterns, so definitely watch out for that pattern here. Now, as for if we do start pushing up out of nowhere, I think a break of 105 will give us more juice to go higher, but watch out for 105 as a resistance. And I personally think if you're playing this on a quick swing trade, now would be a great entry point with a stop loss right around 75 cents. But since April, this has been in a nice uptrend. However, throughout all of 2022 and, part of this year, it has seen a lot of pain. This is an unprofitable small cap, and of course we're in an environment where the Fed is raising rates, but that will soon come to an end. Now I did want to touch on earnings, and according to TradingView, it's expected Wednesday the 9th. They're expecting right around $4.5 million. And quarter over quarter, this would be a gain in revenue, as well as year over year, although the gain in revenue is relatively slight. Now, according to this NASDAQ site, earnings is expected around August 8th, so anywhere from August 8th to 9th is when we should expect earnings. However, Senseonics will give a formal announcement. Now, one thing I want to touch on that's going to be talked about in their earnings that we really haven't heard about besides this one press release is that United Healthcare announced coverage for the Eversense E3, and United Healthcare is actually the largest health insurance company in the US with over 45 million covered lives. And this brings Senseonics to over 300 million covered lives. That doesn't mean every single one of these 300 million people will get a Senseonics product. They could always go a different route, but this is definitely monumental to announce that coverage is available through the largest health insurance provider. So earnings, I think, will be huge. We will see a revenue increase more than likely year over year as well as quarter over quarter. They of course will touch on this United Healthcare news that was only mentioned once, and I really think it will be one of the things that's the main focus on this earnings call. We'll likely hear a lot about it in the Q&A. I'm sure they'll give us an update on it through the call. But let me know how you're feeling about Senseonics. I know the last couple days have been pretty rough, but keep an eye on that ascending channel. It has been in an uptrend since April, despite the recent pullback. And like I said, if you're trying to just swing this on a short-term trade, setting stop loss right around 75 cents wouldn't be a horrible idea, because if we do break this pattern, we'll also likely be breaking the 50 MA, and we may see a further pullback on a break of 75 cents. But thanks as always for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about Senseonics, and have a good rest of your day.